and welcome to the Visionary VA podcast, the go-to show for ambitious virtual assistants who are ready to stop trading their time for money and start scaling their businesses into thriving agencies. I'm Holly Copsey, founder of the award-winning agency Virtually Priceless and the Visionary VA Circle community. Each week, I'm here to bring you actionable strategies, proven systems, and mindset shifts to help you transition from a solo VA to a visionary agency owner. If you're ready to grow your business to dizzying new heights with less stress and more success, you're in the right place. Hello and welcome back to the Visionary VA podcast. Today's episode is a special one and a little bit different because this week I'm celebrating my business's 7th birthday. 7 whole years since I officially launched Virtually Priceless. And what an incredible, bumpy, rewarding, and at times very emotional journey it's been. Whether you've been listening since the beginning or you're just discovering the podcast, I want to take you behind the scenes today to reflect on this milestone. The highs, the lows, and most importantly, what I wish I'd done differently. My hope is that this gives you some inspiration, some reassurance, and maybe even a few shortcuts if you're earlier in your own journey. So let's rewind the clock a bit. 7 years ago, I was standing at a bit of a crossroads, going through big life changes with 2 very young children at home and a strong desire to create a business that gave me freedom and flexibility. I started Virtually Priceless as a solo VA, working from my home office, trying to juggle everything and very much learning on the job as I went. At that point, I genuinely thought that growing a business meant just working harder and saying yes to as much as possible. But, of course, things evolve. I hired my first associate, signed my first big client, and little by little the business grew. Not just in size, but in confidence, structure, and sustainability. There have been some amazing highs along the way, hitting financial milestones, winning awards, growing the team, working with huge clients. Lots of moments of huge pride, but also plenty of moments of self-doubt, exhaustion, and learning many lessons the hard way. This past year has by far been the toughest so far. We've had some of our larger contracts come to a natural end. We've had to let some of our employed team go. And the economy in general has created a pretty tough environment for businesses. And we have definitely felt the effects of that. But we're still here, still standing, and still going strong. I'm a firm believer that there is opportunity in everything. And I fully intend to keep working hard on my business for many, many more years to come. But looking back now, there are definitely a few things I'd change or at least do sooner. So firstly, I wish I'd learned to delegate earlier. I definitely held on too tightly in the early days, thinking I can do it all myself. And I waited too long to bring in help for my own business. Ironic, isn't it, given I was advising clients to delegate all the time. Of course, you have to build up a financial buffer in the business to give you reassurance that you can afford help and to not have to pause it the minute your income takes a dip. But I can see now how much I stretched myself and, quite frankly, nearly broke myself from trying to do all the things in the early days. And by early days, I probably mean years 2 to 4 or maybe 5. Secondly, I would have charged my worth from the start. Like many of us, I undervalued myself early on. I didn't put my prices up soon enough, and I was often working too many hours for too little reward. When I finally raised my rates, not only did it improve my business financially, it also gave me more confidence and more breathing space to hire help and run a better business. Thirdly, I'd like to have put better systems in place sooner. And this goes back to the delegation piece because I was so swamped there was a lot of winging it, and I underestimated how vital those systems and processes would become when growing a team. Documenting everything early would have saved me hours and a lot of stress when it came to onboarding and delegating. Fourth up would have to have been better at setting boundaries. Saying yes to every client request, working late into the night, early mornings, and generally just overcommitting myself. I learned the hard way that boundaries aren't just nice to have, they're essential for longevity. I definitely had red flags about some clients I worked with, and of course, it's no surprise those didn't work out and caused me a lot of grief and stress along the way. Finally, I've always been pretty good at investing in myself and recognizing the need for self-development, but I wish I'd invested earlier in some proper business coaching or found someone to mentor me earlier in my business journey. I struggled alone with a lot of challenges and told myself a lot of things that just weren't true. And the year I started working with both a business coach and a life coach, my life really did change for the better. I felt more in control. I stepped into my CEO role, and I actually started to get more enjoyment out of my business and within my personal life. And despite all the lessons, mistakes, and learning curves, I'm so proud of what Virtually Priceless has become. I've built a brilliant team of talented associates. We've supported incredible clients. And most importantly for me, I've created a business that allows me to be there for my family and enjoy the things I love outside of work, like riding my horse and actually taking some holidays. And honestly, that's success for me. Freedom, flexibility, and making a difference while doing work I love. So, whether you're just starting your VA business or you're a few years in and wondering what your next chapter looks like, I hope this reflection is helpful. And remember, you don't have to get everything perfect from day one. You're allowed to evolve, and you can change direction whenever you need to. Ask yourself, what do I want my story to be in 7 years, 10 years, however many years' time? What would my future self thank me for starting today? Thank you for celebrating this milestone with me. Here's to the next 7 years and all the lessons, growth, fun, and challenges that they'll bring. See you next week. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Visionary VA podcast. I hope you're walking away with fresh ideas and inspiration to scale your VA business. Don't forget to check out our free mini course on building solid business foundations, perfect for setting your VA agency up for success without the overwhelm. You'll find the link in the show notes. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a review. See you next week.